everyone, it's Maria Dismondy, and this week for 8 straight days we are talking about back to school. We realize this group was made up of just under 1,000 parents and educators, and that some of you have already gone back to school. So we may have missed the boat with some of you. Our children go back in a week, and I know some other people on my team, their children go back after Labor Day. So we're catching some of you. So yesterday we talked about clothing. And this morning, what my kids and I did, my girls who are 7 and 10, they went in their own drawers and got their things that no longer fit them. Go back to yesterday's video to hear all about it. But we did that today. So we took care of clothing. And then today what we're talking about is routines. If you see NJ, she's part of our team. If you see her post, she's talking all about the morning routine. And she's got some really great suggestions. So look at her post. I am talking, ooh, the lighting's a little weird. I am going to talk to you about the after school routine. So after school, a couple tips. If you are the person picking up your child, or if you are the person who is going to the bus stop, here's my greatest tip of all, is to put your phone down. So on the days that I did not have my 5-year-old last year to go get the girls, I would walk to the bus stop, checking my emails. I mean, it's like more than a half mile, it feels like, walk to our bus stop. And so I would try to be productive. But the minute those girls get off of the bus, put your phone down and embrace your children. It's a long day to be away from your parents, and the first thing they see when you pick them up is you on the phone. It's not a super good feeling. So practicing empathy, if you've ever been in the position where maybe your spouse comes home and you're so excited to see them and they're talking on the phone, it's kind of a letdown, right? So if you can be off of your phone when your children get home from school, I think that those first 20 minutes are really impressionable and important. So one of the things we do is we walk home from the bus stop, and we usually have good conversations on the way home from the bus stop. How was your day? I try to ask specific questions. Tell me one way you helped someone today. What was a question that you asked today? Different things like that. The minute we walk in the door, we have a routine. And this routine is something that I have to remind them of the first few weeks of school. I kind of feel like I'm nagging them in my polite voice, but once they do it over and over again, they'll create a habit, and it will just come naturally, which is really great because the routine helps myself as a parent, and it helps them to gain independence and responsibility, which is the key. We're trying to raise these children to become adults who are responsible and independent adults, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about our routine. The kids walk in the door and they hang up their backpacks. They have a spot to hang up their backpack. They don't get to just throw it, right? They hang up their backpacks, empty them out. They take out their folder from school. Any homework or papers for myself go on the kitchen counter in one spot. Their lunch, they unpack their own lunch. They take it to the sink. They empty everything out, okay? They wash their hands. That's a key. Those are their main things when they walk in the door, okay? We mean business. Do these after school routines, and then we can have our fun. I do not make the children do homework right away. They wash their hands and we have a snack. Now here's something fun. I usually do one naughty snack per week. And so that might mean I buy some cookies at the local bakery or at the grocery store, or maybe if I don't work that day, maybe I make something for the kids, but we do a naughty treat once after school. And it's not always on the same day. And so the kids get excited for what day are we going to have our special treat? Cookies, what have you, baked goods. So those are really our back to school routines. We make sure that we get homework done before dinner time, because after dinner time, it's showers and maybe the family plays a game and we do books and bedtime. So I think what's key here is to get your kids in the habit of a routine and to repeat it over and over again. And yeah, and try to make it special and fun. Like I said, put your phone down when you first see them. One of the things, I try to hug them as soon as they get off the bus, and same when they get on the bus. I got this from a neighbor of mine. She always said I love you to her twins when she put them on the bus, and so I picked that up, and I am always saying I love you before they leave to go to school. I think that's just a really great habit for ourselves, a good routine as a parent. So today, if you're just tuning in, I gave you routines as a parent to say I love you, create some type of a ritual. Maybe you have a handshake that you and your child do before they get on the school bus or before you drop them off. Another routine as a parent, try to put your phone down when you're greeting or saying goodbye to your children. And then last but not least, create a routine for your children and help them those first few weeks of school to get in the habit of doing it, because it will help make your life as a parent so much easier. And last but not least, I told you that I have my kids put their homework and their papers on the countertop. It has helped me to look at those papers every night. Even if we have a busy night, before I go to bed, I just try to take a look at those papers, because you never know when they're going to have pajama day at school. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen tuning in, if you have ever forgotten pajama day at school, it doesn't feel so good. I forgot pajama day. When my daughter was in kindergarten, I sent her to school. Everybody was in pajamas except for her. So that's why it's important for me. The kids empty those folders on the kitchen countertop, and I make sure every night I go through those papers. And I will tell you one more thing since you guys are tuning in. We have this box I wish I could show you. It's kind of like a mailbox. Each kid has their own mailbox. So if they brought home papers that have been checked and that are already completed, I put all those papers in the mailbox. And I don't look at those papers every single night, right? I'm looking for the important news from the school that I need to act on. But every few weekends, I take their mailbox and I go through everything, and I will make comments on their schoolwork that they've brought home. I'll read some of their writing and tell them what I like, and I'll look at those, important papers that they've done at school. So those are my tips. Please leave comments below if you have any routines that work for your family, because what works for my family may not work for you. But I'd love to hear your routines in the comments below. And stay tuned. Tomorrow we are talking about teachers. Yay!